In this lesson, we are going to be going over finding Premiere Pro on your computer, opening it, and creating a new project. So let's go into the computer, and if you have Premiere Pro, then you probably had to have downloaded the Creative Cloud for the desktop. And I have the whole suite right here, but you can see Premiere Pro's right here. And also you can open it from the taskbar down here where the little PR is, or if you have the icon on your desktop, you can do that. And you can also search it up in the taskbar, or I believe it's Apple spacebar on a Mac, and then you can type in and search for it on your computer. And then I'm just going to open up the most recent version of Premiere Pro. That's 14.0.1. I believe this will be applicable for either previous versions of Premiere and future versions as well. But if you want an update on the video, just let me know. So right here, it's loading up pretty quick. I always like the artwork they have here. If this pops up right here, just check everything and say allow access. This will just make sure the network features are available and nothing weird happens. So awesome, we got a little opening screen here with some new features. Wow, that's cool. Oh nice, this is the Premiere Pro 2020. Hindsight 2020, but Premiere Pro 2020, let's go. Okay, cool. And there's some really awesome new features. I like the auto reframing right here because it makes it so your landscape content can now go on a phone, and it will automatically see a subject in the frame and try to frame it to make it so that you can see what's happening in the video. So that's super cool. And there's a bunch of new stuff. They changed the titles yet again, which when they first did it, it was quite confusing, but I got used to it. But now they changed it again, so we're gonna get used to that. And Lumetri color, I love this. I might be saying it wrong, but you just have such like a wide variety of color options to really make your video look good, which I really like. And it's a big creative thing that you can just mess around with and have fun. So it's awesome. Okay, I'm gonna hit done. And then we have all our previous recent projects we have been working on right here. I'm just gonna push new project right here. I'm gonna title it tutorial, and then you can push this browse button to choose a folder where you want this project file to live on, and this we'll just go right here. And I've already made a tutorial folder right here, and so I'm just gonna put it in there. Hit select folder, and then we have some of this other stuff and these other tabs. These aren't really important because their default option is same as project, so this will make it so that all these other things like the autosave just goes in the same folder you chose, which is pretty nice. Ingest, you don't have to worry about that. And if you have a graphics card in your computer or something, you can choose between either using the playback software in the engine or your graphics in your computer. If the GPU is available, I'd select it because it should make it hopefully go faster. So yep. And then I leave all this stuff by default. Capture format DV is A-OK. Yep, awesome. I'm gonna push OK, and yes, I know this already exists. I'm gonna overwrite it. You probably won't get the little already exists prompt, but this is what your Premiere Pro should look like when you open it up. I made sure to like reset all my layout so it look the same as yours, hopefully. So yeah, starting on the upper left hand corner is the source. That's this whole frame right here. So when you bring in videos, it will preview here, and you can look through the video before you drag it on the timeline. Effects, all your effects when you click on a clip will show up here. Audio clip mixer, I don't use a whole lot, but it will show different audio levels for your different audio sources if you have more than one. Metadata, I don't really pay attention to this because it's not super important for what I'm doing, and it should be fine. Down here will be your project stuff. You're gonna, if you have files that are ready to drag in, you're gonna plop them right in there, and that's how you import videos or photos too. And then media browser, this is a way to browse your computer. If you don't want to just drag them in, but you just want to find them manually within Premiere Pro, then that's a way to do it. Libraries will show you different like templates that you have available through Adobe. This isn't something that I ever use really. I use it maybe twice with these two things, but yeah, something to know. Info, it will show you info about a clip that you have clicked on. Effects, this is one of the most important parts in my opinion, because all the cool effects you can drag from here, slap on a clip, and now it's cool. But no, you will be able to put on like a warp stabilizer and color correction, although you can do that another way too, which I'll show you. And yeah, just the whole base of everything you're going to be doing, I believe, in my opinion, is in the effects tab right here, but we'll be exploring that more later. Markers, this is so you can color label certain clips if you'd like. I don't use markers. History just shows you what you have done, and if something's not being shown right here, it's probably because there's just a bunch of extra tabs, and you can push this little check mark and it'll show you everything. So I'm gonna hit project, and now it brings me back here. And now right here in this skinny column, we have all our tools, all the way from the selection tool to the text tool, and I'll be going into this as well. And then we have the timeline right here. This is where all the magic is going to be happening, and where you're going to be making all the cuts and all the good stuff to make your video come together. So up here is the program window. This is where your edited video will appear, and the preview of all your edits will appear, which is pretty awesome. And if any one of these windows is too big, or you don't like how it's spaced out, usually in between a window you'll get this little two lines with arrows coming out the other way, and you'll be able to click and drag and change how big each window is, and certain icons will scale depending on how you pull the window. So yep, and if you want to totally change where a tab is, you can click, hold on the tab, drag it down, and then this little prompt comes up, and you can drag it other places. I know I've accidentally dragged something somewhere weird, and I was like, oh shoot, I've messed up. And you can't you can't push undo to make it go back, which is like freaky, like freaked me out the first time I did it. And so I just figured out that you go to window, workspaces, and I'm in the editing workspace too, and I push reset to save the layout, and then boom, it's back up here. No problem at all. And one feature that the Creative Cloud version of Premiere put in here is there's these little tabs at the top, which threw me off at first because I was not used to that. But they're actually kind of handy. I usually spend more time in one of the tabs than the others, but assembly here is supposed to be so you can put all your clips in here, drag them on the timeline, and start editing. Editing is so you can see your clip previews and then make edits. So yeah, we can go over to color here, and it pops up Lumetri color on the right hand side, and this is where you can click on a clip or a layer and adjust all the color settings, and I use it a lot, and it's awesome. Also, the Essentials graphics have some templates for different kinds of graphics that you can drag on there. I don't use this a whole lot. I maybe used it once or twice, but it has some cool things on here, which is just something to explore. So yep, and then this is where you can edit graphics too, but we don't have anything in there at the moment. Effects, we have it just pulls down all the effects right here, and we can go through them. instead of having them over on a different window, which I usually don't use this effect window. I usually just go on editing, go down to effects, and boom, they're right there. But then audio, I've used this once or twice. It will show you an audio mixer right here. And then with graphics, it's just more control over the graphics. So these little tabs are just to be more specific and give you more control over the different areas. So yeah. But yeah, that is a overview on the different windows and what they do, and opening and creating a project in Premerie